Hey guys, and welcome back to Do Tell. How's everyone doing today? Normally, if you didn't notice just yet, Layla would answer back and we'd have a whole discussion for like half the episode about our life. But she's not here today because it's my first solo episode. I am so excited, but I'm also very nervous. And hear me out. Like, I do talk all the time, so I feel like it shouldn't be hard for me. But it is hard for me because I have to talk to my phone with no one on the other side answering me back. So it's just a little weird, just sitting down and just like talking to my phone. And I don't know. Like, I'm still kind of figuring out if I like it or not. I think I like it because even though no one is here physically, it's comforting to know that people listening to me right now are listening because it's either whatever we're saying is either helping them or they're my friends or they're Layla's friends and they just care. Either way, it works out for me. Well, let's get right into it. But before we begin, I wanted to give you guys a little backstory about this episode because I have struggled. You can ask Layla on the next. We'll ask Layla on the next episode. How about that? Yeah, we'll do that. Oh my God. I have recorded this episode. If I'm correct, I think I've recorded this episode 4 other times before this. And I don't know. It might have been, the first time I recorded it might have been a good episode. I don't know. But like for me, I just didn't think it was my best. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep recording. And now I've doubted myself so much to the point that I have been like, okay, we're going to re-record. And now here's my 5th try. Hopefully this goes really well and hopefully you enjoy it and I don't doubt myself again. But I think the main reason I doubted myself so much was like, I wasn't sure if I was, picking a topic that was like good for me, like something that I can talk about, something that you guys would like. I was honestly questioning, is it good enough? Is it not? Like, should I do something else? And all of that. And I don't know, today I was like, you know what? Why don't I just talk about me struggling with making this decision and what was going on in my head and why I was not bold enough to make this decision, And I don't know, I feel like the one thing I learned through this whole record your solo episode 5 million times experience is that sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do that and just do it, and also spontaneous, like, decisions sometimes turn out really good because right now I did not plan to record today at all. This was like, you know what, that's what I'm going to do it on, and I'm sitting in my closet right now and I'm recording because everyone else is like sleeping and it's like late at night. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I will never ever leave you guys without a little spice of inspiration, even though this whole episode is going to be inspirational, hopefully, and it could get a little morbid at one point, but it's going to be like a quick 30 seconds thing and not like a, let's talk about death for like the next 15 minutes thing. So here, anyway, we'll get there soon enough. Don't worry, we'll get there. But here's a little quote that I found on Instagram. I think the people that come up with all of this, they're called like Boss Babe and they're on Instagram, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to say it because I want to give credit to someone about this because I think we don't say this like what they said enough. Anyway, let me say it first so you know what I'm talking about and I just don't, rant about it without saying what it is because you guys will be confused. Okay, so this quote says, "Don't sacrifice your happiness for someone else's sense of security." I'm going to let that sink in, and I'm going to say it one more time. And I'm going to say it slower. I know that was I said it really quickly. I just heard myself. Anyway, okay, let's say it one more time. Don't sacrifice your happiness for someone else's sense of security. Are we on the same page? Did you hear that? I know I can't see you nodding. I know I can't hear you say yes, but I'm going to take that as a yes. I feel like this moment of my babbling will give you time to let that sink in. Anyway, oh my God, I feel like I've said anyway 5 million times already. And this is we're 5 minutes into the episode. This is crazy, y'all. I'm gonna, be more aware of what I'm saying now, but hopefully I'm not too aware and it gets all, I don't want it to sound scripted because it's not. And I honestly feel like when it's scripted, it sounds forced, and neither like Layla or I, we don't like recording with like scripted stuff, because normally that's when, you know, our episodes sound really sad and they don't have life to it and they're boring, because we're in this like frenzy of trying to cover everything. And it just doesn't work out, because we're like, oh, did we say that? But so we just like to, you know, sit down, pick a topic. Sometimes we pick the topic on the day of recording, which comes off as a surprise to a lot of people. But for us, since we love to talk, or I love to talk, and I bring out the talkative side of Layla, we just like to have a conversation and all of that. It's great. But what was I saying before this? Oh yeah, the quote. So I honestly think we do not hear this enough. We live in this world where we're constantly trying to please other people. We're constantly trying to make other people safe about your decisions that you make in your life. And I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Like, it makes sense to some extent, because, you know, like, there's family and you might have some issues, like family issues and family problems, or, you know, there's a bunch of different circumstances that require you to make decisions in a very different way, and you don't, like, some people don't have the luxury to make decision based off like their wants and needs, and I'm really sorry about that. But I feel like even if it's a small decision, like, I don't know, between eating ice cream or to not eat ice cream, I just want you guys to make a choice today that will make you happy, where you're not trying to satisfy other people's needs and wants and expectations. Oh my god, don't even get me started on expectations. Oh my god. I feel like, I know we did an episode on this, and if you haven't listened to that, you should definitely go listen to that. And hopefully you'll realize how toxic expectations are. And if you disagree with us, you can also let us know, because we're always open to, you know, other people's views and interpretations, because that's what makes it, you know, interesting and like engaging. But I just feel like we don't make choices for us enough anymore. I don't know if that happened back in the day. Maybe not for women, maybe for men, but like, I don't know, the world got really complicated throughout the time, and it's just like so many expectations, so many rules, and I'm tired of it, as I'm sure you are, because let's be honest, it's exhausting living for other people, isn't it? It is so exhausting, and no one wants to do it. We don't, but sometimes we just have to, and that's okay if you're not in a place in your life where you can make decisions for yourself. But I want you to make small decisions, like, as I said, ice cream, or cookies, or going on a run, or, I don't know, buying a certain item of clothing, or, I don't know, whatever it is. Just make a decision that's going to make you happy today, and where you are not surrounded by other people's expectations. Okay? In other words, be bold enough to live your life. That actually reminds me of something. So I feel like in our society today, a lot of parents are a little like iffy on non-STEM like majors. Like, especially now when I'm going through the college process and stuff, and like, you know, I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, oh yeah, what are you guys majoring in? And I'm thinking about my major and, you know, college applications, blah blah blah. There's a whole thing, right? And I'm 17. I have a lot of time in my life, but I feel like we're pressured to kind of know what we're gonna do with our life for the rest of our life. Like, and I just don't think that's realistic. Let's be honest, some people that are like 30 years old, they don't even know what they want to do with their life. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem realistic to me. But going back to the major thing, I feel like a lot of parents expect their child or children to choose like STEM majors because they have more growth and security. Yes, that is true. I do agree with them in that sense. But like, I don't think people should be forcing other people to take STEM majors if they don't want to. Yes, non-STEM majors are a little harder to succeed in, maybe. I don't know. I feel like if you work hard enough, and if you actually work smart enough, there we go. I feel like we say work hard all the time, but like, I recently watched this TikTok, and David Dobrik, yes, I can hear a woo everywhere, but David Dobrik was like, okay, so when I was a kid, I used to ask people who were like successful and like had a lot of money and had a lot of like fame and success and all of that, what they did to get there and what like advice they have for him. And everyone used to tell him to work hard, and he was like, well, what does work hard mean? Because it can mean so many different things to so many different people, you know? And I feel like, to me at least, work hard means putting all your effort into it. Whatever it is, put all your effort into it and like continuously like trying and never giving up. I feel like that's what working hard is to me. Let us know in our DMs or leave us a voice message. We really like those voice messages. Layla's mom leaves them for us. We love them. But leave us a voice message and we'll put them in our next episode and we'll talk. It's like a little conversation back and forth. So definitely do that. But let me know what your definition of working hard is. I also had a teacher who was like, yes, working hard is important, but also learn how to work smarter. And that is very true, y'all. Working hard is not enough. Yes, it's important. It's a factor, but I don't think it's all there is to know for like being successful. Again, being successful is a relative term. It does not have to mean the same thing to everyone else, whatever it is. And also, I forgot to add this. I feel like working hard is more like you are bold enough to make the choice and stick with it and deal with it, you know? Or bold enough to understand that it's not for you and have a valid reason. Don't give up on things just because like it was hard. That's not a valid reason. I just don't feel like that's a big enough reason for you to give up on something, because everything is hard at one point in your life. So I don't know, like, unless you don't like it anymore, and the reason that you don't like it is because you are not passionate about it, then you should not be quitting. Try your best all the time. I keep going off topic, but hey, you know me, you know us, we always go off topic. But okay, so let me go back to the major thing, because I really wanted to talk about that. So I was never like a very what do you call it? I'm not like a super STEM person. Yes, I can do math. I can do science, but like enough to, you know, kind of go through school and like get good grades. Not enough. I don't like it. I don't like them. I don't love them. I can tolerate it, which I am currently in high school and probably the first 2 years of my college like experience, but I've never liked it, and I'm planning on going to a non-STEM major, aka marketing, and advertising. Maybe we're kind of, maybe both. We'll see. But I'm just I'm more on the creative side than the logical side. And even as a kid, I used to like paint, draw, which I still do. I also learned how to play the guitar. Did you guys know that about me? I think I mentioned it sometime, but I can play Feliz Navidad on guitar. So hit me up if you have a Christmas party. Actually, don't do that because I feel like I don't remember anymore, but I'm just gonna say it because it makes me sound cool. I'm kidding. I remember. I just don't think I'll remember like enough when I put on the spot, because that's the only song I know. It's okay. Before we go off topic about my guitar skills, let's go back. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on the road. And so as a kid, I've seen like a lot of my relatives, my friends' parents are like, oh, maybe you should spend a little more time on math. Maybe they used to treat my hobbies as something that was like a phase. And for some people, maybe it's a phase, but for some people it's not. And I feel like we need to stop treating those non-STEM things as phase. It's not. For some people, it's not. It's their passion. And we really need to stop, we kind of need to normalize going to non-STEM majors. That's like it's not the worst thing ever, okay? And if girls and guys, like you're students and you're trying to, the whole thing was like the parents thing and the society thing. And if you are a student who does that to someone else and you treat other people badly who who are not good at science, who are not good at math or anything, or who don't want to go there, you need to stop. You really do. Because I don't want to tolerate it. And if I did that to you, you will flip. Trust me, 100% on that. Okay? So don't do it. And for students who are trying to like decide between majors, I just want to say one thing. Don't choose a major just because your parents or whoever told you to. Someone tells you to go into STEM and you don't want to, don't. Be bold enough to design your own life. Here's the thing. That's only one part of being successful, being bold enough to make your own decisions and all of that. The second part, well, in my opinion, the most important part is to stick with your decisions. Try your best with those decisions. And if whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's STEM thing or if it's non-STEM, if you want to be, I don't know, a painter in New York or a model or whatever it is, it does not have to be. I don't want you quitting. I wish I knew this before because I feel like we've all been through this because as a kid or even sometimes now, I quit things or I run away from things that I deem as hard. I came to realize like recently that it's not because I can't do it. I can. It's because I feel like just because I don't have this like master like level of knowledge about that certain club or topic or whatever it is, I feel like I am not good enough to, join that club, join that organization, start that organization, whatever it is, or, like go major in that topic, something like that. And I feel like we all have felt that way sometime, but it's really important to remember that no one starts off being expert in any field. You always start as a beginner, and it's kind of up to you to get to that point where you're an expert. And also, it won't be handed to you. I'm sorry. I can hear the sighs from all the way across the world. But yes, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I wish it did too. I wish I could click my heels or like snap my fingers and I would, be a CEO of something. Even being a CEO is like really hard. I know in the movies and stuff, they're like, oh, when you're a CEO, you don't do anything. You come into the office late and you kind of like party all the time. No, it's really hard. Every job is hard. Every job, every position, every club, every person has hardships. Every person, every job, everything has a good and a bad. And here's one thing to remember. If the good makes you so happy and satisfied, then I feel like you have to put in the effort to deal with the bad. But I understand the whole thing where like, if you think the bad weighs more than the good, then I don't know, maybe it's not for you. But it's really up to you. And, you guys just be bold enough to make a decision. I'm going to say be bold because that is the topic of this thing. We are going to be bold today. We're going to clear our desk. We're going to tie our hair up. If you have short hair, good for you. I really want to see a picture, so send me things because I love short hair. I just recently cut my hair, so, let me know. But going back, you're going to clear your desk. You're going to tie your hair up. You're going to grab a coffee and you're going to just start. And stop waiting for timing. I know I've seen a lot of quotes where it's like, trust the timing of your life. Don't. Create your timings, okay? Create them. The longer you wait for the right time, the longer you're wasting your time waiting for the right time. Create the right time. The right time is now. Just do it. Look at me quoting Nike. They should sponsor me too. Dang. And speaking of, Pinterest and stuff, I recently, I have, a lot of crazy overthinking thoughts late at night. So I was thinking about, people who, I came across this one TikTok, and it was, there was this guy and a girl, and they were best friends, and the guy was like, oh, I used to think I liked her, and then there was, a suspense music thing going on, and then he was like, oh, it turns out I just wanted to be her, and he just, changed his appearance to look like her. It was so creepy, but it was so insane, and I was like, oh, good for you for finding yourself. But at the same time I was like, oh my god. But that kind of reminded me, I was like, okay, well, he was inspired by her, but he never okay, here's the thing, this is what I was thinking. it's okay to be inspired by someone else, but like you have to be bold enough to be yourself is what I'm trying to say from the TikTok thing. I don't know how it connected to my brain. I wish I could tell you. I wish I knew to tell you. Girl, I need a therapist to tell me what's going on in my mind because I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we aren't bold enough. Gen Z is the type of generation that's like not afraid to, throw smoke bombs at people or fight for like inequality and break glass ceilings. But we are scared to call our doctor and make an appointment. We are scared to say sorry. We are scared to like, oh my God, the amount of times Gen Z apologizes for every single thing is crazy. And I'm guilty of that. I apologize for everything. And I really don't need to because we should be done feeling guilty about all these like tiny things, and I don't know, there's some big things too that we need to stop feeling guilty about. Like, let's see. Oh, yes, having to cancel. It's okay to cancel. If you're gonna go out and eat with friends and you got like sick or you're not feeling it anymore, then just cancel. It doesn't matter. But again, don't lie to them because I hate when people lie to me. Just be like, hey, I'm not feeling it. I'm so sorry. Oop. See, I just said sorry. But like, don't over apologize is what I mean. And stop apologizing for being yourself. That's the biggest thing. Oh, that ties up the entire thing. Okay? Just stop. I feel like this advice was more for me and like not for you guys because I feel like everyone else is like more. I'm like, oh, I never apologize. I feel like everyone's thinking that right now. It's just me that needs this advice. If you are someone who does not apologize for everything, can you please let me know how we do that? Because I'm a little lost. How do we do that? Like, how? Oh my gosh. But going back to the little, STEM, deciding, making decisions for yourself, the whole shazazz or whatever you call it. I wanted to add one little thing to it, When you make a decision in your life, first of all, congrats if you made a decision in your life that was like a big decision because, as I said, you're bold enough, you got this. I'm telling you, being bold and being like confident can take you so far in life. Just take a risk. Take risks, be spontaneous. And I don't mean, when I say risks, I don't mean like jump out in front of a car and hope it doesn't hit you because it will. I'm telling this for Gen Z, don't do that. We're crazy people. Gen Z is a whole different level of crazy, okay? I love Gen Z as a Gen Z person, so I'm biased, but like I love Gen Z. I feel like we can do anything we want, but then we'll also come back and apologize to you for the rest of our lives. But what was I even saying? Y'all, this is why I need Layla here, because she'd be like, oh, this is what we're talking about. Now I forgot, and I can't even like play this back to listen to what I was saying. But I forgot what I was saying. I'm so sorry. If I remember, I will finish that thought. But like I had another thought, so let's go to that thought. Speaking of like, apologizing and all of that, I feel like I need to defend or explain every single decision that I make in my life to everyone, to like justify it. And I feel like we really need to stop that, because it's my life, like it's your life, you're making that decision, and there's a huge difference between getting people's opinion or like suggestions on your decisions, but you shouldn't be letting their opinion shape your decision. Does that make sense? Am I speaking gibberish? I hope not, because I was really feeling this episode. But I just like, okay, what I mean is that you don't have to defend or explain your decisions to anyone. It's your life. Just live without apologies, and it's okay to make a bad decision. It's okay, as long as it's like not ruining or hurting anyone else's lives. We're good. We're Gucci. Because how else are we expected to learn if we're expected to be perfect all the time? There's no other way. Like, how will we learn? You need to fail to be able to learn. You need to make a mistake to be able to learn. So whenever you make a mistake or you do fail, stop feeling like you failed in life, because you didn't. First of all, going back to I'm going to say bold a lot. Please bear with me. It's my new favorite word for this episode, so I might come up with a cool title that says bold in it too. We're gonna go extra. But first of all, when you made that decision, you were bold enough to take that risk and make that decision. So be proud of that. And also, you just have to be bold enough to own up to your decisions. Stop trying to blame other people, which I do. I do sometimes. I'm like, oh, no, it's because, the paper was flying or something. And I come up with stupid, lame excuses to make myself feel better. And I don't know, it doesn't help you, it doesn't help them, it doesn't help anyone, so why do it? Speaking of me saying bold a lot, I feel like I should have said this in the beginning of the episode, but when I say bold, this is what I mean. Be you. That's all I mean. Like, be yourself. Think about yourself when you make that decision. I'm not asking you to be self-centered, okay? I'm not. But maybe a little bit. Be self-centered a little bit. Bear with me here. I know it sounds like, oh, she's asking me to be selfish? Okay, well, that's rude. It's not. Be selfish because it's your life. You matter. I have a friend who is like, she's extremely nice. I love her. It's great. Like, she is the sweetest person out there and everything. But she's also really, really, like, she's extremely nice. And she puts other people before she puts herself. Like, she never puts herself first. And yes, you could chalk it up to being like caring, which she is. She's super caring. But again, she has like trained herself into this mindset where whenever she puts herself first or tries to put herself first, she feels like she's doing something wrong. And she's not. And just put yourself first is all I'm saying. That was my whole thing. I hope she's listening, because this episode, like, definitely works for her. I love her to death, and she's the sweetest person out there, but hey, I say this to her a lot. I'm always like, girl, listen. You need to stop letting that, she has this, I can't tell her drama, because, I'm a good friend, but we just gotta put ourselves first, and, my God, that was the whole thing, y'all. Going back to my definition of bold, I keep leaving off my thoughts like all over the place. I am so sorry for it, but I hope you enjoy this episode and I'm not just blabbering for like no reason. But I feel like when I say live bold, like in a bold way, for me at least, being bold is pushing yourself to past your limits, and not settling. Oh, that's very important. Not settling. And constantly going out of your comfort zone. Because when you stay in your comfort zone, you don't really grow. Because comfort zone is the thing where, like, okay, this is a safe space. I know what happens all the time. There's no surprises. But girl, or boy, wait, when we say girl, we're like, girl, but for boy, do you say like boy? I don't know, I feel like it doesn't have the same ring to it. Anyway, I feel like when we stay in our comfort zone, we just know what's gonna happen every time. So we know, we're always ready to handle it. There's always a way. And when you leave it, you are faced with surprises. You're also going to the real world, which is necessary for some of y'all. Going out in the real world teaches you a lot. And I feel like sometimes it requires you to be bold. And if you are not prepared for that, oh, trust me, the world moves so quickly. It moves so insanely fast that when you are not quick enough, it will leave you behind. I'm so sorry. This is like, we're getting in the morbid part. That's where we are. Let's think about it this way. Quick warning, we are getting a little morbid. We're going to talk about death for a quick second. That's like 30 seconds at most, okay? I know, like I said, that's so casually. Like, I feel like if Layla was here, she would like die laughing right now. But we're all gonna die at one point in our life. I can't even say with a straight face, y'all. I can't. But we're all gonna die at one point in our life. So why are we stressing out about all those small decisions? Okay, like we're all gonna be gone anyway. So just make that stupid decision that you wanted to make. Do the thing that you really wanted to do. You don't have forever to do it, so just do it. Take the freaking step. Push yourself and never, ever, ever settle. Okay? Because honey, queens, you will regret it. You will be like, I don't know, 60 years old. You'll be sitting on your freaking porch, and you'll be like, I wish I did that. Don't have regrets. Don't. Just not. It's okay to have regrets, but like not on the little things. Not on the things that you could have done. Don't. Because it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a very sad way to kind of think about your memories, like having regrets. So, I don't know. I try my best to not have regrets. And I understand if you're living at home with your parents or if you're living with someone that's like, that's guardian or anything, it's a little hard to not have regrets because you are required to, I don't know, you have curfews, blah, blah, blah. But like when you get out in the real world, do whatever makes you happy because you will not get another chance. We can't, there's no time machine yet. I'm kidding. I don't know. But, so you can't go back and change your decisions. If we could, wouldn't we just like, why would we care? So just make that decision and walk boldly in the direction of your dreams. Whatever it is. In those decisions. Walk like you own the freaking place. Got it? Got it. I know I have like trouble sometimes like trying to make the bold choice. So not everyone can go out of their comfort zone as easily as other people, and that's okay. But here's the way where I try like this. I ask myself this one question when I'm trying to make a choice between something, and it helps me make the choice that makes me happy. Here's the question. Whenever you feel like you are trying to decide between what makes you happy and what makes other people happy, ask yourself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? What would I do if I didn't care about what other people said? And whatever your answer is to that question, I really want you to do it today or sometime in the week, like next week. It can be small, it can be, just do it in your life. That's all I mean, okay? Honestly, y'all, like, I feel like quarantine is, like, a good time for, making those decisions and being bold. Because, first of all, you're not going to school, so no one, like, there's no society's expectations. There's no, like, your peers are not pressuring you into anything. There's no, I gotta look good all the time, and I gotta make these decisions so I don't look like I'm weird or anything. And I've definitely gone through that because I feel like I don't have a filter anymore. I generally didn't have that much of a filter in, like, normal, but I feel like I've lost my filter, like, altogether. I definitely do not have the patience to deal with anyone right now. Well, not anyone, but, like, I don't have the patience to deal with people who are being irritating. I used to be like, okay, yeah, like, I could be a little, I still had the energy to be nice and just deal with it and tolerate it, but now I don't anymore, because quarantine has made me realize that we don't have a lot of time. Everything moves so fast. So let's not pretend to be someone else, and let's be bold enough to be ourselves. Oh, that rhymed! Y'all, I'm gonna put that as the quote for this episode. Oh my god, that rhymed! That made me so happy. Those are my thoughts. That's insane. Okay, wow. This is like, if you got to this part, y'all, I'm so happy. I don't write poems. I never thought I could do poetry, but is that considered poetry? I don't know. I should probably ask someone. Like, if you write poetry, let me know, because that kind of, like, made me feel like I could be a poet. I could also be, like, reaching really high. So let me know. Also, I wanted to add this little thing. We talk about friendship a lot, not only because we've been through a lot of, like, experiences with friendships and all of that, but I feel like we also need to be really, like, be bold in, like, getting rid of people. Getting rid as in, like, not being friends with them. God, let's not, I'm not that, but, I feel like we need to be bold enough making the decision to not be friends with people, because, oh my God, people can be really toxic when they want to be. And if you ever come across someone who you think is not good for you, and you're not sure about it, ask yourself this question. Did they check on you when you were at your low? What did they check on you during quarantine? If the answer is no, then worry about yourself. You don't need them, okay? You do not need them. Technically, you don't need anyone. I feel like the biggest, like, power move, the confidence, like, confident move or power move, whatever you want to call it, is showing people that you don't need them. And when they're in your life and stuff, that you don't need them. You're fine without them. You're great without them. And letting them know that they're only in your life because you want them, like, you like them enough for them to be in your life. I honestly think that's a bigger compliment than, like, needing people. Because when you show people that you need them, when you depend on people way too much, they kind of, some people at least, they take you granted. So, you don't need people like that. Y'all, that was a beautiful, beautiful episode. I feel like that was a good note to end it on. My last piece of advice for y'all is, if you're afraid, just be afraid and do it anyway. Okay? Thank you guys for listening this far, if you have, and make sure you follow us on all our socials at Doodle Official. We'd really appreciate it if you could give us a rating and a review. Thank you guys so much again. We'll see you next Wednesday. Take it easy, y'all. Bye.